A shaft of sunlight cuts across a vibrant, messy room. Posters of legendary baseball players adorn the walls. Nasir is a whirlwind of boundless energy at 7 years old. He bounces on the balls of his feet, in a miniature baseball uniform. Nasir's mom enters, holding Nasir's baseball lunchbox. He excitedly exclaims, "I'm ready for practice, Mum. Think I'll hit a grand slam today?" Mum chuckled softly. "I have no doubt, champ. But first, fuel for that future grand slam hitter." She hands him the lunch bag. Nasir eagerly opens it, pulling out a small yellow sticky note. His eyes trace the familiar and encouraging words. A routine gesture grounds him. His dad, a doctor with a serious demeanor. He stands in the doorway, already in his scrubs and phone in hand, looking at a notification. Nasir's dad offers a quick, almost imperceptible nod to Nasir before heading out. Nasir glances at his dad, then back at his mum, a tiny shadow of disappointment flickering across his face before he forces it away. Baseball field day, 7-year-old Nasir at bat. He swings, connects. The ball soars. His mum is in the stands, cheering wildly, waving both arms. Nasir's dad is nowhere in sight. The chair beside his mom remains empty. 10-year-old Nasir is a bit taller and more confident. He slides into home plate. Safe. Mum claps, with a wide smile on her face. Again, his dad's seat is empty. Meanwhile, Nasir's dad's day at the hospital was demanding. Nasir's dad stitched a patient's wound, his brow furrowed in concentration. The sterile environment contrasts sharply with the vibrant baseball field. A pager buzzes incessantly. Dad, finally taking a brief break in a quiet corridor. He pulls out his phone, his face softening as he watches a video. Nasir hitting a home run. The video sent by Mum is shaky but full of love. He manages a small private smile just as his pager screams again, pulling him back to duty. Dad arrives home late, the hospital's weight still on his shoulders. He walks past the living room where Mum is tidying up, a sympathetic look on her face. He heads straight to Nasir's room. 11-year-old Nasir is sound asleep, a baseball glove clutched loosely in one hand. Nasir's dad leans over and gently kisses his sleeping son's forehead. Nasir's mom watches from the doorway, a soft, understanding smile playing on her lips. Mum whispers, "He had a great practice today." Dad sighs, voice tired. "I wish I could have been there. The hospital. It's always short-staffed. Feels like I'm missing everything." Mum stepped closer, placing a hand on his arm. "He knows you love him, honey. He knows you'd be there if you could. Try not to worry. Come on, let's have dinner." Dad nods, a flicker of gratitude in his eyes. Nasir, now 15, sits on the dugout bench during a break, his gaze drifting across the stands. He sees his teammates' fathers, some in the crowd, some walking onto the field to offer words of encouragement, or even just a warm hug. A pang of loneliness hits him, familiar, yet still sharp. He forces a bright, brave smile as his mom approaches, waving cheerfully. She hands him his lunchbox as Nasir thanks his mom, trying to sound upbeat. Nasir takes the lunchbox, his smile faltering slightly as he looks towards the empty space where his dad would sit. Nasir opens the lunchbox. Inside, tucked amongst an orange, a handful of grapes, a small carton of oat milk, and a chicken sandwich, is another yellow sticky note. He pulls it out, his eyes scanning the familiar handwritten message. "Believe in yourself, champ. You got this." A larger, genuine smile finally spreads across his face. The note always worked. He looks up, seeing his mum beaming at him from the stands. Her unwavering support renewed his resolve. Nasir walks confidently to home plate, the encouraging words echoing in his mind. The pitcher winds up. Nasir focuses, his eyes locked on the ball. He swings with all his might. Crack! The ball rockets off his bat, a tiny white speck against the vast blue sky. The ball flies quickly through the air, clearing the outfield fence before it disappears out of sight. The crowd erupts in a deafening cheer. Nasir, a wide, joyful grin plastered on his face, rounds the bases, his teammates leaping and high-fiving him as he touched the home plate. Nasir bursts through the door, clutching a gleaming trophy, his mum right behind him, equally thrilled. Nasir excitedly said, "Mum, Dad's car is here. He's home." Nasir dashes to his parents' bedroom, expecting to share his triumph. He pushes the door open slightly, peeking in. His dad is in a deep sleep, exhausted from another long shift. Nasir's shoulders slump. He quietly closes the door, disappointment washing over him. Nasir's mum gently puts an arm around him. Mum spoke softly. "He's had a tough week, baby. But guess what? I already sent him the video of your game earlier. He was so proud of you. And, look." She pulls out a small, perfectly wrapped cake from a bag. "You Dad asked me to pick this up for you, to celebrate your win. He's always thinking of you, even when he can't be there. He makes these sacrifices of being away so we can have this home, this life. He loves you so much, Nasir." At 25, Nasir, now a handsome young man, stands on the mound. He had just closed out a winning game for his professional team. He's a celebrated athlete, a star. The camera lingers on his face, showing a blend of satisfaction and quiet contemplation. In the locker room, he opens his lunchbox. Inside, a familiar yellow sticky note. He smiles, a little chuckle escaping his lips. He imagines his mum painstakingly writing out these little notes every night, even now. He pockets the note. His phone rings. He answers, his expression instantly changing to one of concern. Nasir speaks into the phone. "Mum, Dad's being released today. Okay, I'm on my way." Nasir rushes down a sterile hospital corridor. His mum, early 50s, looking tired but relieved, has an arm wrapped around his dad, early 50s, who leans heavily on her. His dad looks pale, but a faint smile graces his lips when he sees Nasir. Mum, seeing Nasir, gives him a relieved smile. "Nasir. Oh, thank goodness. Your dad's ready to go home." Nasir's mum asks, "Can you grab your dad's coat from the chair? Then we can head to the car." Nasir nods, his heart aching at the sight of his usually strong father looking so vulnerable. Nasir walks to the chair where his dad's black wool coat was draped over the back support of the chair. As he picks it up, a small square pad of yellow sticky notes tumbles from the pocket, falling to the pristine hospital floor. Nasir pauses. He picks up the pad. His eyes widen as he flips through a few of the top notes. The handwriting. It's not his mom's. It had been his dad's handwriting all along. Scrawled across the top note were the words, "Hit him out of the park, champ." Below this, another, "Focus, you got this." A lifetime of quiet understanding crashes over him. All those notes, all those years. It wasn't his mum. It was his dad. The notes were his dad's way of showing up for him. Nasir practically sprints out to the car where his parents are slowly making their way. His eyes glisten, hot tears welling up when his dad turns to look at him. He hands his mom his dad's coat, then turns to his dad, holding out the sticky notepad. Nasir clears his throat and says, whilst voice thick with emotion, "Dad, these were from you? All this time?" His dad looks at the pad, then at Nasir, his own eyes starting to glisten with tears. The quiet, stoic facade cracks. Nasir's dad answers in a choked-up, raspy tone, "Always, son, always." Nasir doesn't hesitate. He pulls his dad into a tight, fierce hug, tears still streaming down Nasir's face, his voice breaking in upset. "I'm so sorry, Dad. I didn't think you liked me. I thought..." Nasir's dad pulls back slightly, placing a hand on Nasir's shoulder, looking his adult son in the eyes and tells him, "I love you, son. I always have, and I always will." Then, in a spontaneous gesture, they both pull back and share a playful fist bump, then shake one hand firmly. A bond forged anew. As the car pulls away, the lingering clouds in the sky slowly begin to part, revealing a brilliant, warm sun.